Well, one of the things for certain is, okay, this is a spiritual answer. It's not an opinion. You know, we are very well in a beautiful time in life where we are in this new century, 21st century, obviously, and we have freedoms. We have freedoms that we're lucky. We're lucky because there's other people who struggle in this area where you can literally tell your partner, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to even be intimate. I don't even want to be in the bath with you, and they have to accept that. So I like the idea that it sounds like to me when you said to my Western brain, okay, I do have a Western brain, and I'm in the the Black American scenario. So to me, it sounds like, hey, I don't want to do anything. I want to just focus on. I got a lot on my mind. I just want to relax. If anything, I want to bath by myself. That's what I hear, and I can't say anything to that other than that was a fantastic remedy. Like you remedy the situation. Maybe another time. Like let's set this up in the future. Maybe after my interviews, and make it more romantic. Bring, put some petals in their water too, and put the bubbles in there. Have some champagne, with me, that kind of thing. And then yes, then bath together. I like the way you're doing it though. I love it. Yes. Right. And you decline. And I'm saying, I love my right to say I don't want to take a bath with him. Well, I mean, yeah, a bath by yourself, that's what I stated. Yeah, that's what I stated. I said, well, maybe a bath by myself and then plan another bath with him in the future to make it clear if you wanted to. It would be up to you. But that's the point. It's up to you. It's up to you. And hey, you say, how did he feel about that? Well, of course, naturally, you got to figure out a way. I'm talking to you. Psychically, I'm saying you have to figure out a way to help him to feel that you're not creating boundaries like these kind of boundaries like walls. Boundaries are healthy. You're creating healthy boundaries, but I mean walls between he and you or distance between he and you. You're not doing that for nothing. When you do that, it's for a reason, and he just needs to understand your boundaries better. Understand why you do these things by simply like you when he asked you and you told him you got to stop. He's got to stop talking. He's got to stop talking to you that way. These things that offend you, and he would have an easier time with you, and then you maybe would want to do these things with him. So you do have to convey that to him, but in words though. You have to convey it to him in words. Right. Well, again, that right, that has a lot to do with if he's thinking in his mind that he feels right. This is not remember I'm not allowed to speak opinion. I only can speak what spirit shares with me in words that I can read. So he's okay. So he says that when he's checking for you and he's wondering why his, if I may say, wife, psychically you're his wife, you're his companion. He's checking for you, and the warmth of his wife is not present near. That is tapping into the idea that you both sometimes like he's taking notice that these distances happen between he and you, and he doesn't want that. He doesn't want that feeling. He does not want to be at night without you physically at his side. If that's more clear. So he was bothered. He's checking for you. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I get the strong sense that he's picking up on that you're creating barriers between he and between you and himself. So I mean that's where that's those are the feelings that he has. It's just a matter now that he can see the barriers that you used to create. Remember, we would say, he doesn't know. You had to like almost be very direct with him. Hey, there are barriers here. I put them there for this reason. Then he heard you. Then that was a good thing, right? So they're saying, yeah, he can now see and recognize the barriers. You've already taught him to pay attention to when you're kind of punishing him, like when you're not participating with him, and which is a punishment. And he can feel it and he can see it now. He can recognize it when you are like upset. There's upset, and then there's the part of you that he finds adorable. He likes it when you're riled up. He thinks that's so adorable because he likes to make up with you. But you don't like that though. Okay, moving on. Yeah, and the new. Okay, so um, into the new week. So not this week, but into the new week. Yes, you will. You will definitely hear from the new job. So there's definitely this week work you were going to hear from, but also in the next week over as well. For the next 2 weeks, definitely about career interviews. Mhm. It comes right down to the root of things. He and you haven't figured out like how to work through the barriers that are there. There are barriers where he's caused and left you to feeling unprotected a lot of the times, and so you have to create your own barriers, your own protections, and he gets left outside of those barriers of that protection. Kind of like when you raise up the shield, he's not welcomed on the inside. You tell him to get over on the other side of the line, and then you push the shields up button, and he's on the other side looking at you and saying, "Why is he not invited?" So yeah. So he gets mad and he starts pouring all his heart out and all it's in his brain to you, trying to maintain a connection. So he doesn't know how to properly communicate his feelings to you, which he's learning to do. Which he sounds like you're breaking through to him, by the way. Like he said, you're in his life forever. He don't want anybody else. He wants to lie down with you, and he's like, "What do you need from him? What more do you want from him?" And so now you get to live life. You get to now tell him. You get to now tell him why, why you put him in that position. Now you get to tell him, and now he's gonna understand. You, okay, good luck to you. He realizes the what's more important. You have created a barrier between he and you. That is stronger. That is stronger. You're explaining to him. You're sharing with him what he has to do to change, what changes he needs to make. That's a sign that he cares about you because there's no other partner he would go this great lengths for. So you might as well use it to your advantage. Just use it. Use it for to your advantage. Figure out a way to turn this to where you benefit and you get something out of it this time. Because you now can. Because he's listening now. Okay. Good luck. All right. So let's see. Um. Let's see. Hold on. All right. So what's. Well, first of all, I'm back and hi. Hi everybody. I'm back with another one. And I know I had to get in here. Oh gosh. Whew. I have my clients each are always trying to get spicy, but I limit them. Okay, like when you tell people they can't have something or can't do something, you know how people do. They're gonna be sly and try to slip it in there. Just if you say, "Oh yeah, I don't talk about this. I stay out of this territory," they go always gonna try to slip, right, slip it in there. So yeah, so I'm just like, my client happened to call me when I'm like blazing everybody. Oh, and it's like this one be trying my patience because this one is like this client's smart, but this client's also a bit crafty. And he called me at the weirdest time. It's like we try to use awkwardness to create to like trauma bond. I'm like, oh no 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 no. You found the right one. I have a degree in metaphysics. Hold on, let me show you. Hold on. I like you trying to trauma bond with who? Who? Trauma bond where? With whom? I don't have the one with my the diploma with my seal. Uh, yeah, it's, I keep losing it the next time, but I this works. The next time it goes in here, and I'm definitely gonna be $75 in the hole because I've lost that thing twice. I'm like, how do I lose it? I remember I had it, and I was like, I set a little area, and I was like taking pictures. I was like, yay, yay, and then I lost it. I was like, oh gosh. So now I have to get another diploma. Oh, and I'm still studying, by the way. I just don't talk about it with you all. So, it's like they like, you don't understand? Are you dumb? I'm like, no, I have, I'm too smart for this conversation. That what you trying to do is not real. It's not working. Like, no. So go anyway. And this one is this one. Which one? This one is my metaphysical science one is, but this one is the psychology, the counseling, the association. Hmm. So, and this one, expiration. Look how old it is, though. The 18th. 30th, I meant 2018. So that's why none of that sinks in here. It's full of metaphysical affirmations to share with my clients that I constantly repeating every day with my clients. So like I'm healing and keeping their relationship intact, but she always they always say, well, we'll break up, and she likes to talk about, she tries to talk about all, I mean, like right down to the poo. So like I don't need to know all that. Cause you're like trying to find a way in. I'm like, you'll never get through these barriers. So three in a row, which usually happens once like Venus goes through Aries, and I don't let anybody in during that time. I stay inside, and then people like try to. It's like, whatever happened to that? So this is a time like we're three days in, so people are like checking around. I'm like, they're like down in the valley, and I'm seeing their little lights down below, and I'm like, y'all not coming up here. Y'all not getting up here. I'm not. I didn't leave a trail behind for you to follow. Nope. No paper trail. Nothing. Because I wasn't stupid. Mm. Mm. I would turn on the lights. I'm sorry, you guys. It's a little hot. I know people like it when I'm in the sitting in the light, but it's a little hot. Yeah, it's kind of hot right now. So I don't wanna. I just want to leave electricity off. And plus, besides, I'm tired. I've already had three people. I don't want to turn anybody on, so I'm leaving my lights off. I'm gonna sit in the dark. It's not dark. It's actually natural light. The sun's right there. I know you all are not used to seeing this shade. You like my soft, lighter shade. You know, my winter clothes. You like my winter complexion. I know. I need to sit and just enjoy my my mid spring complexion. Oh, by the way, there's another conversation that we need to have. So I'm gonna get a little dark, okay, for a minute. I'm a little because I'm dealing with a lot right now. I got people hitting on me, three in a row, and they're being obnoxious. I'm like, look, I help you find a partner. That's easy. I have many sons. I have many sons, and I have daughters. Give you one of them, but it has to be one. But it has to be one of my choosing. Because all my sons, and all my daughters, they all are mine, but not all of them. Their life paths, are correct. So it should be of my choosing, though, because I know best. Oh, okay. So, okay. That isn't what I wanted to talk about. What I want to share is this. Um, You all, I know y'all are not happy seeing me happy because you keep thinking, when you gonna talk about these subjects at hand? First of all, let me tell you one thing. That doesn't have anything to do with me. And furthermore, every single person who became president, every single person, every single generation to generation, lifetime to lifetime, has had their fair chance to have a crack at breaking through the the equality wall to try and deal with the freeing of the before enslaved populace and to bring them up, up, up amongst the ranks of and the best of the brightest of society. So if you, okay, people say, what is Trump doing for black people? Well, here's the thing: Democratic presidents and all, even Republican presidents, has had their chance to do it. Why should I give them yet another chance? We have, since we have so much many centuries in America to allow them so many chances. What's one little time and space a break for them to come up with a better or newer solution that has failed, because all they talk about is how black people are still in the predicament that they are in, and they have not done anything to help having the knowledge and the wisdom. It's like you just, so today you just now figured out some understanding that you want to deal with black people, and you feel and you say, which by the way, I like Trump's proposal this season, this this semester, different from the last 4 years, and then the last years 4 years before that, and the last years before that, and the last year, and all the way centuries back, going back. Everyone has tried and has not been successful. No success is that he says, forget everything you know. Forget everything you know. First of all, you're not beneath anybody. When you speak to us, you're gonna speak on par with us, because this is no coming in because, well, you're black, so, well, well, everybody knows, your numbers, your statistics, the mathematics say that you are actually going to be more like, when we speak, you're subordinate. So no, Trump is saying, no, 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 no. You're not even coming to this table unless you're speaking, not where we're speaking at you. Not if we're speaking at you, or you're speaking, you know, I guess yelling at us. No, it's, you're gonna speak with us, and you equal to us. You got to be equal to us. You got to be as good as we are on paper, and then we're gonna let you come sit at the table. For the first time, someone has said, "No, I will not accept you lower. No, I will not. You're gonna either higher and better. I'm gonna call you to the table. If you are not there yet, go get ready, go get there. And don't worry, they'll be, we're implementing this new system. I like this system because I'm not here talking up to you. I'm not talking up to you. I'm talking with you. I'm talking equal to you. So I do want him to have a fair shot at trying to solve this crisis, this dilemma of information, of logics. And I do like this little bitty piece right here. And the other parts, oh, that's, no, 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 no. It goes, no, there's a bit, that's a rabbit hole that I want to just keep out of it. But I tell you one thing, I'm going to continue to read these tarot cards and keep my mouth shut. So anyway, so that's that. So I speak with you. I don't. You don't speak over me, and you don't speak at me, and I don't yell at you. No, you speak with me. We're equal. I am your equal. How do you? First of all, how do you view me? Do you view me as your equal? Before we even get to the conversation of how I think of Trump or whatever, first of all, do do I speak to you? Do you speak to me as your equal? That's answer that first. Deal with that. Get back to me. So, um, so I like Trump. So Trump is saying, no, you're gonna be as good as I am. You're gonna be better, and then we're gonna talk because I have degrees and I need to speak. I need to be interacted with as such. Don't hide information. Uh, don't say yeah. Don't get into politics. Don't do this. Don't talk about that because leave that to us because you don't see us on equal speaking terms. And of course, Trump is saying no more DEI, no DEI. So that means you have to acknowledge that my title, this is not DEI. This is not DEI because you have to acknowledge that I kicked tail ends to get this. I beat up somebody to get this, and it was and I am equal, and I'm equal and greater. I'm better. I'm better than. I'm equal and better than because I have these, and it's not DEI, and there's no question that I competed for this chair. I competed for this. So yes, I am your equal. Yes, I am. I'm your equal, and I speak with you. So to work with me, you have to speak with me, but not as I am subordinate to you. No, and you're not subordinate to me. We're speaking together. We're interacting with each other. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay. So I just wanted to, let you know that while I was thinking about it, it was in my brain. Oh. Mhm. So again, remember, I am Trump's psychic. I read for him. I have videos that's like pointing that it goes Biden, Trump. Oh, that video is crazy. That's a crazy video. Oh my gosh. Let me go get it. I think I can retrieve it. I have to download it. Yes, I am your equal. You speak to me as we are equals. I kicked rump to get this chair. So yeah, so you have to embrace that. Trump says, no, you can't come to the table unless you're as good as I am, or as good as I am, and greater. Oh, here it is. Okay, so, okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I think I got it. All right. And then I come to here, media source. I don't trust it. Hold on. How down? Make sure I do this correctly. Height. Um, which videos? Do I want it on this one? I guess. Okay, yeah, that works out. That checks out. Okay, let's make sure I did this correct. Okay, so then I go, I think it's here. Hey, it's not present. Hmm. Okay, let's try this one. I might not be able to do it, guys, without having to drop a media. Which I can do that. So I can show, I can prove. Hold on. I know everybody actually predicted Trump, but I, oh, there it is. I did mine is in the most unusual way. Yeah. Okay. I have to do window. Let me get this set up. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. It's just man. Okay. Okay. So I'll go like that and then turn up the volume. All right, it's mine. It's definitely my work. Okay. Huh? Hold on. Psychic, lean, and theta Hades. I'm scared. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Where's it at? Where's it at? It's not window. That wasn't useful. Okay, there's this one. That's the correct one. It's not doing what it normally does. This isn't maybe okay, we'll try one more time. What did I do wrong? Oh, that's what I didn't do. Duh. Okay. There it goes. All right. So let me. Okay. So it goes. It goes. Bernie Sanders. That's Bernie Sanders' astrological chart. And then here's the connection between Bernie Sanders and this one. This one should say Joe Biden next. So that one's Joe Biden, right? Now look at when was this? This was 5 years ago, by the way. So Joe it goes to Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden. If there was no Joe Biden, there would be a Bernie Sanders, President Bernie Sanders, that is. But there's a Joe Biden instead, and then watch this. So there's President Trump. There you go. Just saying. Just saying. All right. I don't need this anymore. Okay. I know that's what people like. I don't want to see that. No, you need to see it because we're fighting. You're fighting with me. You're fighting with God, but you you fight me like you're fighting God because I'm physical. So you're trying to resist me. Oh yeah, no, no, he's not going to be impeached. No, you need to deal with me. You need to deal with me head on. You need to deal with me like I know you tried it. You was trying like you did the whole kind of like walk to the edge, but you're not ready for the plunge. And especially when I was actually brought up scripture, and you know you don't know the scripture. At least you was smart. You know you don't have scripture backing you up. You talk a good spiritual game. You talk some spiritual, some scriptures, but you know that scriptures aren't supporting you, and you know God don't got your back like that to be coming at me. That's why you. That's why you plant you peeking behind doors, you peeking behind corners, you peeking behind the trees, but you're not really coming out, into the wilderness after me. No, 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 no. That's just what it is. Okay, that's just what it is. Because anytime you want to bring it, the moment you hop in my chat box. That's why y'all don't post anything on the chat box no more, because you will have to change your icons. You have to change your name because I will comment. And if you comment and run, oh, I'm gonna copy it and put it up front on the thumbnail, and then I'm gonna welcome you to hell. Clock it. Mm. That's my one little splurge. And then I get back to fruits. So don't worry about me. Y'all know y'all need to deal with me. I've been running in and hiding. And you know you need to deal with me. You do want the trifecta. You don't have to be a spy. You don't have to like come in and wearing a mask, wearing a fake mustache, wearing a hat, you know, dropping, down below in the comment crap. I wonder what people would do if they had my abilities at my skill level. Because I know people say, well, I have your abilities, but I mean at my skill level, and my experience. I'm pretty sure I know what they would do. They would become famous. So sometimes I think people just want to be, they want to be me. They don't want to hang out with me. They want to be me. That's a difference. They want to skinwalk in my skin. But but I'm a serpent, so I give to you all what I shed. Yeah. So you know how to treat a serpent. If y'all want to really handle the serpent, you know what you got to do. You got to go for the head. You got to speak to me. Why am I in this category? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there. I think I should change up the category. Let me see if I include it. I need to. Okay, we're gonna. Can we change it? Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna leave it there. I think it's all right. One second. Yeah, I think it's okay. I'm gonna leave it right there. So, so I had three. Only had three roasting sessions. I need to make sure. Quick email checks. If anybody want to, I was trying to see if y'all want to come and fight. Donald here. A pleasure. Ingrid, a pleasure. I certainly know you. I know you are going through a lot and trying to figure out your gentleman. Mm-hmm. I know. Okay, I got you. So let's take a look and see what's here. What the vibrations are here. Spiritual realms it definitely illustrate that you're in a space that I get the sense that you are wanting the thrill, the romance. I get the sense that you want the wild, fiery summer vibrational romance engagement. You want to feel pursued. You want to feel wanted. You want to feel feelings, emotions, and that's not what you get. That's that's quite obvious. That's not. I mean, clearly you could. We all could. You could see that. But it feels very much that there's a lot of open space, open territory between like yourself and relationships, yourself and your connection with him. Kind of like it's kind of like allows you to play the field. It's like, but what I find is that sometimes there's a path, right, that's granted, but then not everyone wants that path. Like if you have in your mind the way that you're like, let's say you're doing your best to believe in manifestation. You're trying to manifest, let's say the specific gentleman, and your heart is set on this gentleman is going to come is going to approach you this way. But then the universe is saying, oh, yes, this big open territory, very vague open territory where some strange way he and you, that doesn't make any sense to you. You're like, that's not making any sense to me. That's not the way that he's supposed to. I mean, he's supposed to reach out, call, and show interest and set up time and dates and make a move and make up his mind. And then he doesn't do those things, but yet at the same, at while saying all those things that what he cannot do, or he's not what he's not doing, they also say, but however, we cannot not say that he wants to have these said experiences together. When I say, I think he wants to be intimate, to be, if I may be very clear, that's kind of like in a parentheses. So it's like he wants to kind of have the freedom for he and you to meet up, on the occasion. And you're saying, I don't want that though. That's not what they agreed to. I agreed that he would come here. I agreed that he would pursue me. You gave him the green light, gave him permission. You said you may pursue. He may pursue you. That's what he's supposed to do, right? That's the agreement. That makes sense. I agree with you, but I have to. You didn't ask for my opinion or for me to side with you. You said no. Be psychic. Do the psychic thing. So I'm standing in my lane, and I can tell right out the bat he is. It's this big open space territory where he exists, and then it's a matter of how much is this going to affect you if you continue on with this journey, or how much we have to do. What I'm saying affect you. How much action is this is going to require of you to have him in your world. That's what we're looking at. Of course, we know the answers. We got them in front of us. Like okay, so these things that are new. We just said those things. We read ahead of the reading. Oh, the last. I'll start with the very last sentence. They said that if you do get involved with him, it is going to be a whirlwind. It is going to be wild and fiery. Before it ever gets slow, it's like steady. Before he and you steady out, it's like it's very fast, being in like very fast pace. Like you said, hey, wait, we're moving a little too fast. I need guarantees. So like while he's rushing, no, it's got to be now. It's got to be now or never. And then you like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? I'm supposed to take a risk and that it'll steady after. It's like I don't know about that. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's kind of like the whole, well, you gotta have a little faith, but faith in yourself. Like faith in whom? Faith in myself. Because yeah, I don't want to like give so much to him, and then it don't work out, and then whatever happened is slow and steady. Whatever happened about us going steady. So it says that it gets like the improvements, it gets better, but there's a lot of chaos first. Like when I say chaos, a lot of love boat type romance. Some are like wild, fiery passion connections, where you two meet halfway, some sort of sense like that, or meet up in that kind of element here. And but they said all this while this is happening in real life. This is real life, right? So yeah, you get the feeling like, whoa, yikes! He's wearing a mask. He's not being truthful. He's not being forthcoming. He's acting like a couple and saying like he's acting like at the action and saying another thing out his lips. So that's going to be confusing because like, why would I want to lift up that as something we know you're going to say psychic? Oh, psychic is supposed to say this is good. This is good for you. And you're like, no, it's not. No, don't give me that. So this is definitely something a bit strange in the way that it would come together. Of course, it's all up to you, and how you're going to play this out. And now I can tell where this is going because I've seen it for the past two readings at least. That there is a location. First of all, we're talking about a very specific location in the 3D world where he and you will, well, could meet if you choose to do that. And that is where I saw the love connection. I saw love connections taking place. It's like like he agrees. He's like, okay, he agrees to meet with you. He agrees to have spends maybe a weekend or a few days with you together. I mean, he and you together agreed to spend time together. And then that's when I've sensed romance built, like structured around that. But it doesn't have that fairy tale feel. I'm going to be honest with you. It feels very, very like rough, very fast, very limited. It seems very limited at face value because I've read with you and I'm very you have made it very clear to me what you expected, and it's not. I know it's not meeting expectations based on what I've heard you state to the spirits, and also having read with you a few times, several times. Now it's with that information, how should we proceed? Hmm. It's a lot. You don't even know. So it's okay. So here they illustrate that okay, so this is, let's say, well, just read him. So and when I see this, I see the mature relationship sense, I see partnership, but I also see the secret lover, but off to a rocky start. Now you've heard that before. So this a symbol that stems from the on and off again situation. It's on and then it's off. It's on, it's off. Like a light switch, and of course, one way, new romance. This is everything full circle. We've said this before. I think that we've got information in the empathic realm, what that's going to represent. So let's switch up the method here and speak about something a little bit more tangible, because that's the more the what's going on inwardly, the manifestations like of emotions and what he would want and what he would say yes to, in that sense. So here it illustrates that, um, the guides say to find resolution, there's acknowledgement from like when you say from out of a loss, there's a love that's discovered. That's the synchronicity. The problem is that twice in two different styles, it talks about we have to be careful of like putting things on a pedestal or over romanticizing it. This is supposed to be a safe space. There's some hidden blessings involved. So there's some things that would be more like a gift, as he and you are in a crossroads. Like, why is it so difficult? It shouldn't feel like work, right? It should feel like something you both would want. And then finding out that yes, he does want these things. There's a sense of, okay, now this is specifically him. He says he's dealt with feeling rejection or rejected, like setting himself up to fail. So he also has thought about that. I think originally, up until the time that you actually told him that you were still interested, I think he was thinking. I said this before, by the way. It's nothing. This is not new. This piece that he felt that he didn't want to share too much with you because it was like, well, she could turn. They could turn him away. Say, oh, I'm not looking for that. And when you're in a better place, like reach out again. So I know he fears about the rejection bit. Like he presented that, well, if you reject me, no worries. If you said, you don't want to be a friend because, I can go off and live life, I'm going to be okay. But in actuality, he's like, he would rather keep in communication with you. He would rather, be more than friends. He would rather, of course, he and you to talk about just like discussing meeting up in person and hanging out and spending time together. So those things that he would rather do, but now it's like, but how, when we get to the point where he says that and he showed that, not just through the spirits. So let's look at the time wise. I know we're in a new chapter. This is a time where he and you can also resolve problems, like problem solve together. So what they describe here in terms of time, oh boy, he keeps coming up. He wants to say something. Okay, so there's you, him. Well, he definitely he knows that emotionally you two have not bonded completely, but he does want to connect with you. I keep showing me like 3 days, over the next 3 days. I think that it's possible there may be conversations between the two of you over the next 3 days, this week, or we could say this week. Mainly, it's a conversation of maybe explaining, like, look, you're at home. This is also a time where you would talk a lot about home, about being at home, and perhaps aligning him to make a visit. By the way, I am still seeing connections with him along the way. Like, okay, so this is June, right? So like July specifically, so more like the end of June into early July. This seems to be also a timing where, like, to meeting him, where where he's open to or have the time to meet with you in person. So there's that as well. It sounds like he will, if if you two when you two communicate this week, that he will agree to meet up or talk or discuss making plans to meeting up. I should say it that way. Mm-hmm. 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 And you illustrated that. And now the readings illustrated that the conversations would be about being at home. When is he can come? When can he actually come to stay with you in that regard? But in the realm of, but he and you would need to communicate over the next three days. Okay, I'm listening. Go ahead. That's the part that's going to be a challenge because based on the first reading, you're not going to see that no matter how I word it. You're not going to be able to recognize that. And the scariest part for you is going to be the idea of you having to place your faith in this. You know that he does want more when he's clearly not showing that he whether he does or not. Now, with that said, I did say what the reading said, but I want to say it again for the context. I do see sense that what he does want, though he's not showing you those things, is like his opposite of the things he's saying. Like he wants to, he wants to figure life out. Well, I think it goes deeper than just him not saying I don't want a relationship. I'm better off single. I just psychically, but to save time, I want to get straight to your question. I believe that he wants more with you that would spell out more like long term connection. I just think that it's going to take a while for you to see that that's true what he's saying, and that's what worries me sometimes. But I'm not worried about whether he and you connect or not. I'm 100% sure that connection will happen. Of course, my worry is more like in what way, and will you be happy with it? Will you be happy with that connection? I mean, no, okay. So, and of course, I'm going back to what it says in the books. So when we were when we were reading this, right? They wrote this down in the akashas. They said that there isn't anyone around you for you. Not like no one. Spirit will send you the the highest soul, but why? But spirit has no reason to send you that vibration if you didn't call out to that vibration. So that doesn't no. So we're not about you at all, right? Are you saying like if you would say psychic, are you nervous? Too nervous to share with me that there's somebody in the wings? I say it's there. There's no one even in the wings to be nervous over who's there to meet you. No destiny there. Not because you haven't created that. That's a reason because it's free will, right? So then there's him. Now this. So I was reading him. This is the best part. This lightens it up a little bit. So this one says that he says he would deliberately um, like keep himself out of the or area or the environment of like let's say exes or like there's women are anywhere he goes. If he goes to Mars right now, women are gonna like I'm going too. You know when the astronauts got stuck up there, was there not a see? We know these things. There was a woman up there with that man. You know what I mean? So there, yes, but does that mean that he's going to try to make a relationship? He doesn't want to make a relationship. He wants to remain. He wants to be single. He wants to keep being single. He does not want to like. it more or less, in fact, he's not okay. So he's not doing anything with another woman, right? Well, you are a woman, but like as you're interacting with him, you find that he's opening up about continuing a very personal and intimate conversation with you rather than shutting it down completely. That was my point in the past reading. I said, if this man wanted to move on, this would be the time for him to say it. And he wouldn't be nervous in this climate. He would say, I'm ready to go. In this climate, he could say it, right, and be done with it and save all of us our time. But that's not what he wants. My point is, he wants to continue having this conversation about, okay, well, I'm not with anybody either. So you trying to tell me that you're just as available as I am? Like vibrationally, he's saying that he's still very much available. He's still here. He just the rejection bit. He is worried that you might send him it's more not send him away. It's more like I could do like in this again in this climate. Lady says I could do better. He's thinking she could turn me down and leave me like. And then what do I say? So it's like I don't want to set myself up for that. So I'll just put it out there like, hey, it'd be okay if you're doing something else. It's so don't worry about me. Kind of pitch. That's his tone, but the actuality, he don't have anything going on. And he's hoping that he can continue having conversations with you. That was from the last reading. Uh, okay. I don't think he. I can only see. Forget about me thinking. Thinking my thoughts and emotions have nothing to do with this. What I'm reading, seeing is a messiah. I just see. I see you not seeing that yourself in real time. I don't see you seeing these things, which tells me this. The only way that you even begin was that well, when the time that I begin to see it, that's when as you he and as you're spending time with him, like direct time with him, that's when you begin to see it. Because that's really what the conversations was. The conversation was the agreement to meet up in person and spend time. And but at the same token, that's the only time where the events carry over, where you begin to see and actually say he's doing a lot to maintain this conversation and to keep me involved in his life. Therefore, I can say that he does want something. He may not know I don't know exactly what it is. What he may not even know, but he does want you. That's what you're going to be able to see it. I just have a feeling you won't. It will be not It will be not recognizable until like later on in the month, like maybe like the last week, bringing in the first week of July. And then you will see it, and then then you say, well, what will I decide? I believe that's when you're going to see that he wants more, and then you're going to feel, and you're for yourself that since he does want to have these times with you, he wants to spend time with you, he wants a relationship, and that you want to be present, you want to participate in the relationship with him. That's what I see. But I just don't think I don't think you're there yet. I don't think you're going to witness that until later to later on, like a few weeks from now, and then it'll. But that doesn't remember you would have spent time with him, interacted with him, and so you would have heard his voice, spend time with him, in, connection, physical. Well, actually, they said that you both would plan to spend, but it would happen, it would manifest, and then you would get all of the ideas that you need right now that says you have the proof that these are things that he wants and you're convinced. That's what convinces you to stick with him, to stay in that connection with him. If that's the way the events play out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Exactly. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. 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 Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's also what they've begun to mention, that you to see those things in the field, like a we call the restoration of of those thoughts beginning to happen. He can't do that for you in the present time. He hasn't done that. Neither has he done it, but he cannot do it in the present. Not going to see it in the present. Not going to see it over the next few weeks. Even as you're actually, like, he's directly involved, interacting, involved with you, you won't see it. And that is definitely the challenge that they're talking about. That feeling of having to rely on invisible, notions, that whether they are true or not, it doesn't help you. And what does it do for you in the meanwhile? You making so many sacrifices. You're being available to him, and he's taking his time, if not nothing at all. He's definitely present in your aura. He's around energetically, and it's more than just. In fact, it's more than talking that he has to have share with you. It's not even about talking. This meeting or this next conversation is for one thing only: call to action. The call to action is not him. Oh yes, go and do it. Take care of his business. Something he's already doing. He knows he's got to do that. But I mean, specifically, he and you, to say, sometimes you have to put things to the side and then connect with that person. Then you then put things in perspective. And that's what I'm talking about, because he's got to put you in his life, keeping you out of his life while he problem solves. We know that doesn't work. That's a magical thinking. It's not going to magically just pull together when he has to make it pull together, because people, you say, are not going to give him the love of his life, not going to give him that, that makes you the happiness of his life, right? No, he has to cease it. He has to cease the moment, take it. The movies where, you know the grandfather kicks the son out the shop. He says, no, you're not working today. Go find that young, go find Ingrid, so to speak, to lead it back to you. So he has to make his run for it, to reach you in time before you change your mind completely and go on that massive date. Not alluding, but just out there. Like you said, you have all the potential in the world. Universe is not robbing you of your potential, but only going to give you what you are ready, willing to embrace. If you're not willing to accept it, no way. No, no, there's spirits involved here, and these are your highest spirits. These are really great spirits to get involved with. And if you're not summoned them yet, they're not. They shouldn't approach you yet, or at all. Especially with this gentleman one that you're interested in. By the way, he has to bring you back into his life. He's kept you out of his life, out of this space, out of you can say harm's way, out of harm's way, but that's just him not standing up for the relationship. That's him putting things on the burner. They say like watching water boil. It takes like it'll never happen. Almost, it feels like it does, but it's like excruciating to watch. You'd rather not watch, but he has to bring you physically into his reality now. It's time, like this week. I mean, like he needs to see you this week. Did I say that? Yeah, I'm pretty. That's what we've been saying. He needs to see you this week, Ingrid. That's important for him to see you. Spend time to talk this out and let you know, inform you that you are officially back, like you're in physically in his life, and then go from there. Like maintain you in his life. Okay, now you're here. How does he keep you here in his life? And how does he stay a part of your world? And then build from there. And then he will have it. The universe will open the doors for him. Bye. Boy. Oh boy. Whew. So three, that's four. The people trying to figure out what happened. I'll tell you what happened. I realized that I have degrees. And why on earth am I going to get wrapped up in something that I didn't pray for when I was 18? I know what I prayed for when I was 18. Powers to read tarot. I didn't pray for somebody to send me. I didn't pray for somebody, like for universe to send me anybody to come and wreck me up and mess up my path. And besides, I'm in love with having fun. I'm having fun, and I'm always happy and joyful and cracking up. I don't want any downers. I don't like downers. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not do downers. So I have no problem staying away from people who are, you are what you eat. So I like up energy, not erratic. Let's throw away our future. Let's lose our shelter type things. High energy. Not those kind. Can't hold can't stay focused. For more than 10 seconds. Not that kind. Just high vibration. I know you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, oh my gosh. It's technically I can wrap up the day, but I kind of need a discipline, or wrap up the I could wrap up the live and then come back. Oh gosh. Yeah, I can wrap up the live, I think. Okay, let me see. What's the verdict? Oh, if I'm gonna do it, I better do it now.